Trey Downey here post-fight at the USF Sundome World Series of Fighting 15 for the MMA Corner, and I'm alongside the reigning and defending World Series of Fighting middleweight champion Dave Branch. Dave, they say that you're not really truly a champion until you defend the belt once. How does it feel to get that first defense under your belt?
It feels really good. I feel like I cemented, my position as the WSOF middleweight champion of the world by knocking out a top 10 guy like Okami. I mean, everybody knows Okami is a really, really tough guy. He's fought and beat some of the best people in the world, and I did what I had to do tonight.
Now, you were definitely the underdog coming into this fight. Not many people were picking you. I'm sure that added to your motivation coming into this.
It definitely did. I felt a little bitter because I've worked so hard, and people don't really understand how talented I am because of what they've seen in the past in the UFC. I mean, I was a kid. I only had 6 fights. I was really inexperienced back then, and I'm just a changed fighter. I changed so much mentally, physically, technically, spiritually. Everything has just changed so much, and I really believe in myself.
What if anything, has really attributed to that change? I mean, you definitely seem, you're undefeated in World Series of Fighting. You're becoming one of the faces of the promotion, one of the guys with the most wins. What has changed for you in this organization? And does this organization really feel like home more than the UFC did back in the day?
Definitely it feels like home because I'm the champion. So this is my home. That's my cage in there. When I went in there tonight, I didn't feel like I was the underdog. I felt like I felt like it was a matter of time before I got him. My corner, they let me know throughout the night that he doesn't like to stand up. And why make the fight harder and turn it into a grappling match? I mean, I could have sat there and wrestled with him and struggled and tried to take him down, but I knew that, my punches and kicks were a lot more sharper than him, or his shots. So, that we just went with the path of least resistance.
Now, you said that you kind of went for the striking. You're known almost as a grappler, but the striking, was that the game plan in this one? Did you work more on takedown defense for this camp? Because you defended his takedown pretty much at will.
Mm-hmm. He got me down once, and I was really surprised. I didn't expect to be on my back at all. Like I said, when I was in the fight, I had I threw an overhand and I got like a small injury to my right bicep. So with that, when I was trying to get in on his legs, I didn't really have the lifting power, and I was only really working with one hand. So I just used it to drive him to the fence and make him tired a little bit, and then bang him up a little bit, keep his back pressed up against the fence. But I didn't train for him any different than anybody else. We always cover all the avenues: the wrestling, the striking, the jiu-jitsu, standing back up to the feet. Because you never know what's going to happen. I mean, he said that he was going to come in there and try to strike, but he didn't. He was more looking to do the same thing that he always usually does, which is to body lock, clinch, and work ground and pound from the top. So I shut that down, and I was able to impose my game.
Now, the knockout, once you saw blood in the water, you really swarmed. Could you see him weakening as you went into the championship rounds?
Yes, absolutely. I seen it in him. I mean, just my movement and him not being able to catch me. I knew he wasn't going to be able to catch me. Me being elusive and stuff like that, I knew that was going to frustrate him, and he was going to chase me. He was getting popped. He was getting stung. He was getting hit with shots, and that frustrates you when you're not able to do your thing. He was swinging hard and missing. So I knew that I was really frustrating him, and my hands started to get really loose, and I stopped trying to throw really hard shots. I just let my hands go.
Now, one more question before I let you go. I know how much winning the belt meant to you, but getting a win over a guy like Yushin Okami, being such an underdog, is this win even more gratifying? Is this win the biggest of your career?
It's definitely the biggest of my career because I defended my title against a guy with those kind of stats.
All right, thank you, Dave. Hope to see you again soon.